Hey guys, it's Michele Bee. I'm going to wait a couple minutes and today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about getting yourself out of a rut if you're a real estate agent. And we'll wait for some folks to come on. And if you're watching during the replay, send me some hearts and likes. Hey, Modern Boca Mom. This is my favorite modern Boca Mom blogger right here. Today, I am going to be talking a little bit about getting yourself out of a rut, especially if you are a real estate agent. I speak from experience, and I really want to, share a little bit of what I did back in 2011 and 2012. By the way, how do you guys like this filter? I love this filter. When you're a mom and you're at the 5th level, the filter's nice, right? Hi guys, how are you? So I thought, this is a really good time to talk a little bit about real estate and getting yourself out of a rut. We all get in it, for a variety of reasons. Could be events, and we've been dealing with some really, really terrible events here in South Florida from last week. I know it affected me. It has affected everyone that I know on some level, not personally per se, but it's upsetting. And so life things do happen. For us, back in 2010, my husband had an accident, and it was coming off the heels of the housing market crash and the financial markets crashing. Thanks, guys. And so I thought I would share a little bit of what I did, because I got in a big rut and it was really scary. I had a house payment. I had one daughter graduating from college and one daughter getting ready to graduate from high school. And, what do you do when the career that you're in is, failing? And so with the help of some very smart women, I reached out to, by the way, my dogs are barking. I have someone at my door and they're coming in the house. I reached out for some really sound advice. And I also took some sound advice from one of my favorite lenders and a dear friend of mine, and then also a business coach, and came up with a game plan to get out of my real estate rut. And trust me, I was in one. So what I ended up doing was coming up with a game plan. First of all, I had to decide, did I really like real estate? Did I really want to stay in real estate? And I think that's a really good question, no matter what your career choice is. Is it something you're passionate about? Do you love it? Why are you in it? Like, what is your why? And for me, I really do love real estate. I was just so frustrated with trying to get deals done and dealing with my own stuff at home, which we all have. Social media is great, except you never know the backstory about what is going on with someone. And I can assure you, most of my social media following has no idea of what I did. Hi, Sal. To rebuild my business and rebuild my personal life when things were going sideways. And man, they went sideways fast. And I think that was the scariest thing. I got a call on like July 3rd and flew my husband home from the Keys. He had an accident, and it was scary and frustrating and a journey that I don't wish on anyone. But we made it through with hard work, diligence, and coming up with a game plan. And also, like I said, knowing that I really love what I do. So to dive into it, and I've written a few blog posts on this on my sipsocialcell.com site. I had to figure out, okay, how am I going to make money? Because it's always about money. How am I going to support my family? And do I really love what I'm doing? Yes, I love what I'm doing, but I didn't love working with buyers at that time because I was simply too tired. I was stressed, I was exhausted, I was tired. Working with buyers is not easy. I love them, but it's when you're not feeling good, it's really tough to basically, you're almost like entertaining a lot of times, because you have to have energy and they're excited about buying their home. You can't be the Debbie Downer, you just can't. So I took a step back from working with buyers and created some selling niches that I love, where I could take some of the skill set that had served me so well in some other areas of my life, to help people that really were in situations that were tough. Inherited property situations where someone's dealing with someone who's passed away, or a senior that is downsizing due to health issues, or maybe someone going through divorce. Those are areas that I really like to focus on personally, along with my other, real estate pieces. But those are three areas that I believe in. So I turned to creating niche markets and niches in my business. And this is not exclusive to real estate agents. This is great for any business, especially if you're a little burned out. Maybe the business has changed and maybe you need to niche or micro niche. Well, that's what I did. So I turned to the niches and started figuring out a way to meet people in those niches, get some education in it, get some certifications in it, and be able to say, I think I can help this person from soup to nuts, basically. And so I then, decided that I really loved that and I wanted to stay in real estate. So flash forward, that was like 2011, 2012, and I turned 50 in 2012. So flash forward, I still love what I'm doing. I'm very passionate about it. And, the tips that I have are, number one, breathe a little bit. Decide, again, if this is what you want to do. Number two, take a deep dive in your business and look at all the areas that you really, really enjoy about it and see what that niche can be or micro niche can be. Faith and hope were huge for me. And I wrote that when I wrote this blog called Life Can Turn Upside Down in a Flash. And, fear is a horrible feeling, and lack of control in your business life and your personal life is terrible. And so you have to take that fear and just stick it in a box. It can maybe show up for a minute and then it needs to go back in that box. I really started to listen to people. I'm a true Aries, very social. I had to listen to people smarter than me. And thank God I did. It made a huge difference. And they had my best interests. So know who your five are that you can talk to. I also went to weeding out people that were distracting and that were sucking the energy out of me, or maybe weren't my cheerleaders. I'm a big fan. I want to see people be successful in any business, so I'll be your cheerleader. Learn to heed the signs and pivot. I would say the biggest thing that I did not do when the housing market crashed and we had this situation happen in our house with a health issue, I didn't pivot fast enough in my business. And, looking back, the signs were there and I didn't see it. So I'm a little more aware now of doing a pivot and knowing and looking to see, are things going sideways? And one of the other reasons I got into some of the niches that I got into is no matter what happens in the economy, there are certain situations where people absolutely have to sell their house. Absolutely. And so that was, a driving factor for me in understanding where I need to be in my real estate business. I love my career, and so I decided to focus on the listing side. And I love it, love it, love it. And I list all over Palm Beach and Broward counties. I'm not just in Boca. And I think that's another thing. If you're a real estate agent, look at some of the other areas where you can, dive deep in your niche. I think that's a really good piece to do. I also started really sharing with other business people some of my struggles. We tend to be on an island, and I can tell you realtors are always on an island. And you know what? We all struggle with some of the same issues, and we just need to talk about them. And you know what? A quick phone call or a quick Facebook Messenger or maybe a DM here can really, really make a big difference in knowing whether you're on an island or, you've got your crew out there. I was just, would say being able to move forward and getting yourself out of a rut is never easy, but you can do it. And with so many things on YouTube and social media now that's free, because typically if you're in a rut in business, that also coincides with maybe not having cash flow or money. that's a really great time that you can tap into the free things that are available to us. There's no better time than to jump on YouTube or jump on Instagram, watch other people's stories. And I think once you do that, then it can motivate you. And one of the things, I'm a huge news person. I've stopped watching a lot of news first thing in the morning. I just found it was just draining me. And I kind of am a news junkie, but you know what? I don't want to watch it when I'm having my coffee. So I've started going to watching like different videos, like Tom Ferry videos or Gary Vee videos, or I'm in a great group called the Snap Pack. I watch what my Snap Packers are doing and the mastermind group that I'm in from the Snap Pack, and it motivates me to be a better agent, but also when I'm feeling a little it's like, oh wow, that's a great idea, I'm going to try to implement that. And I also am a believer in sharing my successes and sharing my failures. I mean, there are certain things that I have been a big flop at in real estate. I'm not afraid to say it. But the things that I do well, that's what I'm focusing on. And that's, I think, my message today is just, if you're in a rut, you can get out of it, pivot, listen to smarter people than you, try not to dwell on the negative as hard as it is, and trust me, I get that, and add to your toolkit. So if you need a little certification or a designation in something that makes you the expert, do it. Do it. Don't spend a lot of money on courses right now. I would say really vet anything that comes your way, because I will say I think the most vulnerable I was when I didn't have the income coming in, and so everything seemed like, oh wow, that's a great idea, it's fixable, and everything is fixable, but you have to watch your dollars and cents. So that would be something else that I would suggest. The other thing is, big advocate of networking. Now there's networking and there's networking. What I would say is, go to events that make sense. I'm not a big fan of the happy hour networking. Sorry guys, as much as I like to have my glass of wine, I don't find that is where I'm networking. That's drinking and having fun and maybe passing a business card. Know who you want to talk to, why you want to talk to them, and listen to their story so you can network with them, maybe be a referral source, maybe you'll do some business together. I was very fortunate to be able to interview Bob Berg a week ago, and we talked about the elevator pitch, and like, let's get rid of that elevator pitch, or at least tone it down, so you're really listening to what that other person is doing, what their needs are. Not everyone's going to be a client, but they could be a referral source or a resource, so look at it that way. One of the other things, if you don't like the phone, and I'll say this, I like the phone, I'm fine picking up the phone, not everybody is. I don't want to spend my day cold calling. Direct messaging without being spammy, sending a private message on Facebook Messenger, wishing someone a happy birthday authentically. There are ways to engage that you don't have to sit there and grind. I'm not a grinder. I'm gonna be 56. I'm not freaking grinding, guys. I'll hustle, but I'm not grinding. So I know that sounds crazy, and I know that's a big buzzword. I'm not a grinder. I like to spend my weekends with my family. Do I work every day? Yes. And my good friend Dustin Brome, great question last week on our Facebook thing. He's like, how many days a week do you work? And I was like, well, I'm thinking how many hours I work, because my brain is usually pretty busy. And so I do a couple of things. One, every day I have a book that I write notes in. It's called a bullet journal. I use my Google Calendar to stay organized. And then I set goals for myself. That's it. I have goals on my mirror in my bathroom with my lipstick, with my MAC lipstick that's like $14. Anyways, again, just a few things. Social media, free. Learn what you can and leave the rest. That's a big piece for me. And things that you don't know how to do, as you get out of your rut and you have a little bit of extra cash, start looking for a virtual assistant. They're very affordable. I mean, very affordable. You can get one for 12, 15, 20 bucks an hour, maybe do a 5-hour limited week, just to do some of those things that you don't want to do or you can't do. And also keep in mind, in a rut, you're usually tired. Maybe a little depression is there. So maybe having someone help you out. Hire your kids, swap out some, I don't know, something with them. I do that all the time. Hi girls, they're probably watching me. I'm a mom of millennials, by the way. And get testimonials from your raving fans. That's a great way to help yourself get out of a rut. If you've done like a great job and you didn't collect them, maybe reach out to one or two and, get a couple of good testimonials. That'll make your day. Anyways, I just wanted to jump on today. I think, as we get through January, it's like January, okay, new year, new you, blah, blah, blah. And then we get into February. Maybe January didn't go the way that you wanted it to. So you got to get out of the rut and reach out to a friend, reach out to an accountability partner. I'm actually looking for an accountability partner. I just want someone that I can be accountable with in regard to some of the projects that I'm working on, because I'm a full-time real estate agent with RE/MAX. I launched hashtag SoBoca, which is SoBoca.com, S3OsBoca.com last year. And I also do talk to agents about, learning how to grow niches in their real estate business, and also using social media and using video to brand themselves and brand their listings. Anyways, feel free to reach out to me, and if you have any questions. I hope this was helpful to you. Trust me, and again, I say this over and over again, nobody knows the backstory when you're on social media. I just was never one to put all my dirty laundry out there, or things that were not going well, or things going sideways. And it can always appear that people that were watching have like perfect lives, and nobody has a perfect life. So anyways, I hope you have a great hashtag Motivational Monday. And please feel free to follow my other Instagram handle, which is SoBoca. And if you're so inclined, feel free to subscribe to sipsocialcell.com or SoBoca.com. And I look forward to seeing you here on the gram. I love the gram. I think the gram is awesome. I learned how to make cover pages today. Oh, thank you, Sal. I hope so. I don't normally jump on and do lives on Instagram. It's something that I want to start doing, I think, a little bit more of. And I have some freebies too on sipsocialcell.com. I've got a freebie download for Instagram tips. Need to update it a little bit more with some of the newest things, but for anybody who's really getting started, jump on there, man. It's free. And I also have a freebie on there for why you should have niches in your business, not just real estate. Love the niche. So anyways, I hope you guys have a great week, and thanks for jumping on. I appreciate your time, and I'll probably throw this on my YouTube playlist too. So I've been learning a lot this year. I got to tell you, I got some shout outs to people. So I got a shout out to Sal. He's in San Diego. He's fantastic. Property management. He is the king and just fantastic at what he does. Follow him here on Instagram. Chelsea Pites, amazing. Fantastic speaker. Snapchat is her game, along with a number of other things. Just spoke at Inman. Jason Frazier, also the real estate CIO, amazing. I mean, I have associated myself with some really smart, cool people, way smarter than me. And I just love the fact that we just have this open opportunity to share really good ideas, and find it in your business, find it in a mastermind group, start a mastermind group. Don't wait for someone else to start it. You start it. Start your own. Just takes 2 people. Yeah, 2. There you go. Anyways, I don't know. I'm sure I'm missing some people. Oh, my good friend Pinky. Sue Pinky Benson needs to get with the fabulous Gary Vee. RE/MAX Service, not RE/MAX, I'm with RE/MAX Services. RE/MAX is having their big convention in Vegas. She needs 5 minutes with Gary Vee. Who on this knows Gary Vee? She needs 5 minutes with Gary Vee. Her husband met Gary Vee in Naples. She's the biggest fan, and she wasn't there. So we're doing a little Twitter campaign, and we're trying to reach out to Gary Vee so she can have 5 minutes with him. And I think that would be just perfect, a perfect live. So follow her, Pinky Knows Naples. She's also here on the gram and on Facebook. She does crazy good Facebook lives. She's the digital mayor over there in Naples. And anyway, Sal, if you can think of anybody, feel free to putting a comment down on anyone else that we know that can help people get out of a rut. Shaking the trees. There you go. Anyways, that's all I've got. So I hope you enjoyed this today. And oh, one last thing. Modern Book of Mom was on. Follow her blog. She's fantastic. And a big shout out to her today. Thank you so much. Anyways, guys, have a great Monday. And feel free to share any of this with anyone you know. Thanks a lot. Bye.